name, where are you from, and what has been your experience in South Nashville?
My name is Dr. Amanda Key. I am originally from Brooklyn, New York. Came here 30 plus years ago, but Nashville is my home. What has been my experience in South Nashville? I have to be completely transparent and honest. I love my community. When we first moved here from New York, it was such a culture shock. Like, we came here, it was 5 feet of snow on the ground. We got here, people were in bathing suits, and we were like, Mama, where in the world did you take us? But we got to understand the Southern culture and the love. And it didn't happen when we moved to more of like the suburbs part. It happened right here in South Nashville. When I say I've learned so many life lessons, I've learned how to cook Southern cuisine. I've learned how to really love my neighbor. I've learned how to work together. All of that came from right here in South Nashville. How to be a good mom, how to be a good friend, how to be a good neighbor. Right here in my hood. Yeah.
And tell us more about your experience as far as like in the capacity of your work that you do here.
Oh yes. So I at first I followed the narrative. You know, you move in the hood, you gotta move out. That's the goal, to get out. And when I moved out of South Nashville, the only thing I would do was come and go to church. As when you move in the hood, you gotta do everything you can to move out. And so I followed that narrative for a long time. And so after I moved out, the only thing that I would do would come in the neighborhood was just to go to church. And so I am the pastor of culture and arts at Claiborne Family and Faith Worship Center. And so I had to, one day I just was like, that is not fair. Like, if someone wants to say, hey, you made it out, sure, if that's how you want to describe it, but you're only coming, you're going to church, but these are the same people who, when you needed sugar, you knocked on their door. When you needed a ride, you were able to get in their car, and you don't even knock on doors anymore, because the Lord has blessed you and you've moved on to the next level in your life. And so I said, like, what am I supposed to do? And so I said, well, advocate, because I remember looking for advocacy. I remember looking for people to who held authority in our city to help us move, things along. Something so simple as us having speed bumps and street lights. And I said, Amanda, you need to be that person. And so along with pastoring at Claiborne Family and Faith Worship Center, I began to work with my pastor who retired from Meharry Medical College, and we teamed with Meharry, we teamed with the health department, and we started making sure, way before the clinic was here, but we started making sure that people had access to simple stuff like their medication and checkups, and the kids was able to, get their before school, checkups and their shot records and just all the things they needed. And I said, okay, you can be that person for your neighborhood. And then some years later, still doing the same thing, still loving my community, I joined the nonprofit called Corner to Corner. And so with that, I immediately, when I came on board, was like, we got to bring entrepreneurship to our community. And I was so grateful because I was a part of their first class Napier at the Napier Community Center. And so in that class, the knowledge, skills, and tools that I learned, again, I was stuck in another place to say, I cannot keep this stuff to myself. I have to, share with my people. And so today, like, we have so many Corner to Corner graduates that are still here in the community, but they are thriving. And being in community is not a bad thing, because I love my community. Look, this is real reality TV. Ain't no messages. Right. This is it. Encouraging, self-empowerment. Having access to green spaces is just green. Access is a beautiful thing. When you think about things that are green, they're flourishing. Our money is green. We all like money, when you see green, there's life and there's prosperity and there's health and there's wealth. So having access to those spaces, something so simple as having enough trees in our community, having enough lawns in our community, growing our own foods, or even just having murals or different expressions of arts, just the color is something that shows thriving, prosperity, and life. So having access to green spaces in our community is so, so important. Great question. I think a lot of times when we hear the word action, we think about like super to-dos and tangible things. But for me, my action that I already do, but I want to almost make it permeate throughout, our community, is being kind. Because when you're kind, you exude a light. You exude love. Like, being kind can help brighten up somebody's day. Smiling. I think if we're kinder to one another and not always in the realm of competition or crab in the barrel effect, or how can I get ahead of you and you only go as far as I allow you to go. Like, if we're just kind to loving to one another, sharing with one another, I think that is such a piece that contributes to the green that we don't see. You can't buy kindness. Money can't buy kindness. It can buy fakeness, but it can't buy kindness. And so for me, it is my daily goal is to be kind as much as possible. Y'all so crazy.
Earth Day in the Hood.
For sure.
Free them all.
For sure. I love y'all, but I gotta go to church.
Yes.
This is my church too. We just ain't here just